Cool. I got that. Uh, mic check 1 2 1 2 on Saturday. Yeah. Oh yeah. Big bad Bo. What's up, baby? We finna get it in tonight, y'all. See, there's a question that there's a question. Hey, one for the audio. Give me a one for the audio if it coming in good. I want this stuff to be nice. I want it to be nice. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Ryan? What's up, Doc? Garage Talk. You already know what it is. It's Garage Talk. We finna bump a Cuban, bump into a Cuban, and spit a little knowledge. Drop a little trucky game on you one time. Feeling good tonight, too, man. Man, my son got a chance to play, which was awesome opportunity in the Mississippi versus Alabama game, the high school all state game. Today they were not victorious, but what a great opportunity! A bunch of great kids out there got a chance to showcase their talents in front of a whole lot of people. So that's cool. All that leads to free college, free education. What I came to bring y'all, education. What it cost y'all to be on here besides y'all lights and y'all phone bill? It's free. What ain't free is them detailed and very concise 1 hour concentrations that drop the amount of game, the amount of knowledge, and the amount of experience and know how that can only be garnered by years of up and down, up and down, up and down while continually making your business do this right here. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I I would suggest and I would implore you to like, comment, subscribe. I often say it don't cost a dime. And you here with the high shy have. We finna speak up on a little something tonight that's pressing a whole lot of people right now in a lot of different modes of transportation dealing with trucking. But more definitely for you high shy guy, that why I put the thumbnail up to be what it is. And shout out Cocaine over there in Florida. Shout out my dog. Good good to see everybody doing all right over there, man. Uh filled in a few emails in the last couple of days. So they let me know you on your job over there. All right. All right. Yes, sir. Uh what we doing tonight is one of my most favorite topics. One of my most favorite topics. If you want to jump out and share it, it's cool. If you want to click on something and put a comment in, that's cool. But what we finna talk about here is what one of my favorite quotes that Parker the Parsha King often quotes me as saying, "It ain't about what you make it, what about what you get to keep. It's about what you get to keep." So in that mode, I kind of wish Parsha King was on here. I wish I had a called him before I did it live, but I just got back off the road from seeing that game, and I came in. I said, "Man, I got my little shit on down, looking like a Hawaiian and whatnot. Before I take my shit off, let me go ahead and do a little live and talk about how to get to a little more money on the take home side." And this is geared towards your hot shot and your truck driver, especially your owner operators. And also, also, it's geared toward the driver in a small company. And people all the time ask me, "Hey, Jonathan, why you be dropping all this on the operator game, man? I'm just a driver, man. I drive for a 2 3 truck company. They got 5 trucks. I'm one of 5 trucks. I drive for their company, man. What they got to do with me You wasting my time. That's why I don't watch your video now, cause you be on here with that owner operator type. Everybody don't want to be an owner operator. Some folks just want to be a driver. Man, my brother-in-law got a company, and I'm on here, and I'm on the number, and I got my hot shot, and I've been doing good. Now, granted, hot shot Haven, I did listen to you about the CDL. I got the CDL. I did go get the 5500. I did go possibly go 40 to 44 feet with the deck on the net with the 5500 and everything lined up and weighed up and air right and lift accidents and that. And I came out on top. I give you that hot shot. You told me that. But all that other stuff you talking, that on operator talk, man. Get what? Get what? I drive for a dude that got me in a 3500 with a 22-inch big text, electric brakes, basic setup, Class A CDL, a portion. That's my setup. That other stuff, that 5500, all that stuff, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's them other people. That's them owner operator. How is it that you gonna tell me one way to make more money and bring more money home when my check is the same regardless if I come out and I run 5 loads in 5 days or I run 4 loads in 5 days. The owner still pay me $1,000 a week to come out here and do that. Get what you fail to realize though. Get what that person that's a driver right now of a small company truck that's going around the country that don't want to hear what I'm finna say about how to bring more money home. Reason he don't want to hear about it because mine's small. Your outlook small, minuscule on the scale of what you really got in your hands. Hey, anybody else pay attention to the end of the video? Why I oftentimes say that a well-paid driver often has the best seat in the house. So most well-paid driver, whether I come out and do 4 loads in a week or I come out and do five, I'm gonna get the same $1,000. Why couldn't it be if I come out and do eight, or if I come out and do 10 in them 5 days, I'm gonna still get $1,000 because you ain't motivated more than likely. You and your dispatcher talk about that later. We ain't talking about that. But okay, say hey, how does that help me get more money? And my paycheck don't change, Jonathan. Well, get what? The better you perform as a driver in a small trucking company over over a period of time, whether it be months or years, over a period of time, the better you perform, guess what? You actually ensure yourself more job security because the owner, even with the influx of inflation, other economic issues, company growth, company shrinkage, price variations on different fixed costs that have changed and became variable costs, if you will, over a course of time, where it changes depending on what season it may be for certain items and different things like that. COVID spiked it up real high. But guess what? Because of your stellar performance, that dude, if he's responsible in that company and you working and all the other guys in the company working like that, two, three, four, five of y'all, everybody doing their part, guess what? When times get rough, you still got a job. When times get really, really hard for that company, more than likely, if that person is responsible in the back office and the person that's running the company knows what he or she doing, get what? You still have a job. And you might not be making no more than that same $1,000. It might be next year. But get what? Making that same $1,000 over 52 weeks, 72 weeks, 108 weeks is a lot better than making that same $1,000 for 40 weeks because you were underperforming and you actually couldn't be afforded as an employee. You didn't fit the budget because you weren't producing enough for you to even be at work. You know what I'm saying? So your performance as a regular driver, ain't no owner operator help you bring more money home in your pocket. Cause get what? The more weeks in a row you can do that, the more money goes in the bank where you can put it in a savings account and have yourself something. It's a marathon, people. So that's the first thing I say. Kudos to me if you feel like that's valid. The driver. A lot of folks think the driver ain't of no consequence if he's not an owner operator. He can't bring home no more money. Hey, veteran over the rope. What's up, bro? What's up, man? Long time, baby. Veteran over the road, love, bro. Hey man, me and that dude go way back, man. And get what, like like two flats on the back side of the Cadillac. We go way back for real though. And he always been a supporter of the channel, man. And like I said, we call this the Hot Shot Haven for a reason. That's not my name. My name is not Hot Shot Haven. That's the name of the channel because it's a haven or a safe haven. People do a hot shot, really trucking in general, but showing up for the hot shot. I got a special place in my heart for non-CDL hot shot, CDL hot shot, because that what started all this stuff and what turned over into turning over, into turning over, into ooh, the grind got so ridiculous. Yes, sir. Kicking it with Killer. What's up? My childhood friend. He know it. He know it. One thing about it, he know ain't no cap, man. Yeah. I love y'all though, man. I got real love for y'all too, because one thing about it, y'all see what I'm trying to do, man. I appreciate you, Killer. Yup, Killer for real, a friend, y'all. Like, and we don't see each other often at all, but I know what he doing. He take care of family. Well, he know what I'm doing too. Taking care of family. Yeah, Decoria done played in the All Star game tonight, Killer. Yeah, Mississippi Law. Sad to say, but at the same time, great opportunity for them to get seen by some. Oh, that shit got lit. We up in here with the Cuban round, Taste of Havana, Killer. I know you a connoisseur. We had to go over there, my boy. You know Nyrus had went over there. You know he's still in the army. Nyrus brought me something back from Cuba about 2 weeks ago, Killer. Better know the road trucker said been hot shot before it was cool. I promise you, man. Both of them, man. Both of them were hot shot. And I saw that with non-CDL hot shot way before it was cool. Way before it was cool. I was doing that shit when it was totally not cool. Yes, sir. Jose, what's up? Tanner, Grady, what's up with y'all, man? But that's one way to make more money come to your house, even as a driver. We ain't even gonna jump over to the owner operator and lease purchase, whatever you're doing, yet we're just gonna strictly go on the driver for a second and say, hey man, the better your performance is, within reason of what you can do, obeying all laws, obeying all regulations, DOT and such. You know what I'm saying? Being able to obey those and do the job efficiently is the goal. And if you're working somewhere where they are applicable by how they charge for the loads and you're pretty efficient, so you're getting paid decently for what you're doing and you're doing it in a decent amount of time, that lends itself to the business being profitable and your job being way more secure. So, all right. That just go without saying. The better you do as a driver, the more able the business owner is to not basically lose everything with each mistake. Like he gives them some cushion. You actually give them some cushion. So okay, let's go. Now let's just say perhaps. Hey, no doubt, Killer. Please come on down and enjoy one of these. Clark Hot Shot. What's up, bro? Shout out Clark Hot Shot. If y'all haven't, go check out Clark Hot Shot. Uh, Clark's Hot Shot channel. Yeah, yo. What's up, bro? Yeah, most definitely come on down. And then I got a select few. Hey Lily, love you dearly, darling. I have a select few. Like I said, we ain't smoke, we puffing, but I got a select few of those real nice ones. Norris had came back with also some of these, but it's a couple of them in there that's different that just I'm gonna say you one, bro. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna say you one. It's one of them things. Hand roll, all these hand roll. Lily, we love you. Okay, ways to bring more money home. And like I said, A lot of this stuff ain't gonna be the epiphany, but get what? A lot of this stuff is gonna help you out a lot. First of all, shout out Mudflap. Mudflap, Mudflap, Mudflap. If you're not familiar with the Mudflap app, what's up, All Mile Matter? What's up, my moderator? If you're not familiar with the Mudflap app, I don't know what rock you've been living up under. Mudflap, Mudflap, Mudflap. Click out the video, check out my other video descriptions. Look for the link for Mudflap. Click on that right there and go ahead and sign up today. And if you're trucking like you're trapping like me, you might as well go ahead and link up your card that you're gonna be paying with, be a cashback card or either a reward points type card for your travel or whatever. And the diesel that you're gonna pump anyway, you just go right ahead, pump it through the mud flap. Take the savings at the pump right now in certain places, $1.27, $1.30 a gallon in certain places compared to the regular truck stop. Now, they might be taking 20 cents off the pump at the small truck stop, but the truck stop was already 80 cents cheaper than the actually that big truck stop. So get what? You walk out of there save $1.25 of what you would have paid if you went to the big boy. So I advocate on that. That's a big way to bring more money home. Oftentimes, if you stopping, especially in a big truck, and you getting about 110 gallons at a time, like I know I could hold 300, but I could pump 250 because I don't never try and let it get too low. I let it happen a couple times and I seen what that do. Them tanks too big for that. Once you get down to like an eighth, you need to go on just be at the fuel station because one wrong turn with that Peterbilt, them tanks too big for that. You can't play with it. You gotta just go in. So I say probably a decent $1,200 worth of diesel can't get pumped in that truck at one time with whatever left over. And let's just say 1,200 uh at about I'm gonna say $4. I'm gonna give the little cheap go route. $4, that's 300 gallons right there. But we know it's $5, so you're not gonna get 300 gallons. Well, a lot of mudflat locations, especially going across there to Texas, where I be headed with a load of cars, probably tomorrow or either Monday. Uh, I seen 369 on Mudflap, so I don't know what you would rather pay, 535 or 379. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. That I don't know. Some of y'all got a lot of money. Don't worry about it. I'm concerned, so that's what I do. Mudflap. That's a real good way to bring a lot more money home. Usually, if you're in a big truck, you're gonna save about $120 a pump every time you stop and get that 110 gallon. You probably save you probably about anywhere from 70 to $120, and on the high side, probably 30 to $60, 30 to $50 to $60, depending on how big your auxiliary tank is and what you're gonna pump and how big a discount it's gonna be. It really kind of variable like that. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you really can't 100% say, but you're gonna save around. I know I used to save even before Mudflare came out. I had another really, really good gas card before that, and I was in the high side. I used to save like 40 to 50, $55 sometimes in one stop. So all this a penny save, penny earn, especially if you're doing 3 to 4, maybe 5 stops a week, saving $50 a stop, 4 to 5 stops a week. That's $250 a week. That's $1,000 a month. That's your truck note most likely. Or so close that you can almost find the rest of the money. So that one way to make more money. You see it's trend going on. That what I'm saying about making more money involved, not so much, and I'm gonna get to doing a little bit more. But a lot of this stuff involve knowing what you're working with. And my folks say, you gotta know what you're working with. So, hey, some of this stuff come in and dealing with stuff that you already got at your disposal that being kind of wastefully used. So, next thing I say, and this sound weird. This sound counterproductive to what people think, but I'm gonna tell you why. Slow down Speed down, RPM up. And that's if you're in a big truck or in the Cummins. Speed. What happened? My speed down, RPM up. And they go for fuel economy, they go for bad weather conditions. Yeah, in the snow and the ice. Speed down, RPM up. And I'm gonna tell you why. When it comes to fuel economy and a diesel engine, all this stuff is load dependent. The way you have a stroke from having high blood pressure, it because of restriction. Pressure is a result of volume facing a restriction. That's how you make oil pressure in the engine. If you have a lack of oil pressure in the engine, a lot of times people say replace the oil pump. But if the oil pump is sending adequate oil into the parts, but the gaps in between the parts are so significant that the oil comes out with zero resistance, you have a situation of having zero oil pressure. You follow me? So, with that being said, to produce boost in a diesel engine, a load must be applied. If you ever noticed or had the pleasure or the misfortune of flooring, like foot to the floor, gassing up an engine that is unencumbered in neutral, if you will, that has a turbo, it's impossible or almost impossible to build any boost. Anybody ever tried that before? Anybody ever sat there with the truck in park and snouted it, and looked at the boost gauge while you did that? You'll come to a realization that it requires resistance, it requires a restriction, it requires a load to make boost. Because even if you have a turbo blowing at full speed, if you have a turbo blowing full speed out the window without being caught up any kind of way, it's just blowing out the window. It don't provide no real boost, no purpose or nothing because it's not being used to produce work. And work is a big part of the equation in horsepower and torque. So what you want to do is lessen the load on the engine. A lot of people will say, well, brake specific fuel consumption would state that more RPM would mean more injector pulses per minute, and that would lead you to actually using more diesel. Yes, at a certain point, but there are a lot of variables, including aerodynamics, that come into yes, sir. Hey, and there's a lot of variables that come into play, you know what I'm saying, in that equation where you talk about brake specific fuel consumption. What we're talking about is real diesel get burnt out of the tank and what that motor is gonna do. What the motor is gonna do is when you downshift, let's just say you have a 10 speed and the 10th gear is overdrive. So the wheels are spinning faster than the engine, so you're getting a mechanical advantage. But what happening is you're going to lose a lot of torque in the process. Okay, when you lose this torque, you're going to gain speed though. Horsepower comes into play, and you go down the highway. But If anybody knows about pulling a hill, when you get to the hill, if you're in overdrive, more than likely you're gonna have to downshift back to a drive gear. So that'll be ninth in your 10 speed in your big rig. You know what I'm saying? What does this do? It drops the speed and it ups the RPM. What does that do? It takes load off the engine. A lot of people think that just because the engine on paper says it makes the most torque that it can make at 1250, 1300 RPM, that's where I should run this motor. And some manufacturers will have you to believe that that's the best place to run the motor and the most fuel efficient way to run the engine. I'm gonna tell y'all something. One of the best ways to make a lot of money in trucking is to keep the wheel turning on the truck. One of the easier ways to stop the wheels from turning on your Cummins, hey, on your Cummins, on your Caterpillar, on your Duramax, on your Ford engine, on your big cam Cummins, it, the 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 most detrimental thing you could do in that engine life is run it at the RPM it makes the maximum amount of torque for a prolonged period of time. It's the absolute worst thing you can do to that engine. Yes, sir. It's the absolute worst thing you can do to that engine. Peak torque is a place that's only meant to be visited, not lived in. In a diesel engine, peak torque is a place to be visited, not lived. So now we got to start to understand why I say this. And I hope and pray that some of us would change some of our driving habits with our light duty pickup truck, especially if it's a stick shift, and with our semi trucks, especially if it's a stick shift, because most of the horror stories that you're gonna hear about that pushed out head gasket or that crack head on that diesel gonna be somewhere around 1300 or below in the RPM range. Some people will say I was around 1350. They just don't want you to say, hey man, you was lugging the motor. Really? Because me, I'm gonna tell you was lugging the motor. The guys that went to school in the last maybe 5, 6 years that don't really know the mechanics of a diesel engine going by what they were taught would probably say you was in the sweet spot. When a person like me know, hey, coming up that hill, you po hum that motherfucker up that hill, probably 1600 in that Caterpillar, 1650, hit the bottom of it 1650, and come on up. You know, I got a 13, be ready to split on that dog ass all the way about halfway up there, just start pulling that bitch by 72 miles an hour, locked in. Locked in, no cruise control, just locked in, 70, just pulling. But that's for people that know how to use the mechanical advantage of the engine. And that same thing holds true with you Cummins guys out there with your high shots and your Duramax boy. You gotta take use of what you got. I was thoroughly impressed with the pulling power and the passing power and just the sure riding, drivability and economy of that 5.9 out there in that 2006 Ram 2500 that I started the company with. I was real happy about it, not because it had the most power in the world, not because I turned it up or anything, but I knew it didn't use no DEF. It don't have no EGR on it. It's just a bulletproof setup with, and I put a dual disc clutch behind that 5.9 between that 6 speed in there with the 373s factory in the rear end with the positive traction lock in there, and it was all good. All everything's peachy keen, but you have to know how to drive it. It says that peak torque in that engine is probably like 1250. But if you run it down there like that, all you're gonna do is be spraying a whole lot of extra fuel that's gonna come out the pipe in the form of soot. Your exhaust gas temperatures are gonna go up, 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 up. And just when you're about to shift and give it a break, just because how you drive, you're gonna drop it back down to about another 11, 1200 RPM and attempt to pull the next gear with all that weight behind you. And the exhaust temps are gonna keep going up, 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 up. Let me give you a small just indication of why exhaust temps are so critical. People say, man, you're gonna burn the turbo up. Can anybody tell me in the comments why your EGT in your big rig, in your Cummins, in your 5.9, your 6.7, your Ford, your all that, especially if you got any kind of tuning work did. What's up, Dave? Can anybody tell me why your exhaust gas temperature is so important and what is it trying to tell you in the most direct way possible without being direct? But what is exhaust gas temperature really telling you people? So we can educate right quick and show you how I'm gonna save you a lot of money. Cause see, I bought the $600 to $800 turbo. It ain't had nothing to do with exhaust gas temperatures. It's just having that problem on my truck too long, and the vein seized up on it. And I could have bought an actuator and got it back to work. And I just bought a whole turbo. But I'm gonna tell you, gearhead, gearhead. Gearhead in the comment. He said pistons gonna feel that. That's what the exhaust gas temperature probe is for. A lot of people put it behind the turbo, it's fine. Some people put it on the manifold in front of the turbo, that's also fine. That's cool. We just want to get a general idea from one of those areas because that directly correlates back to the top of the crown of the piston as it goes up and down. And I don't know the exact amount that you would add, but from what I would deem to be pretty much right is everybody pretty much in agreement that anything over 1150, 1200, 1250 on your pyrometer is a bad thing. But if you go back into the combustion chamber, that's quite a ways away from that probe, so the temperature must be extremely high. So to be around 1200, 1250 degrees Fahrenheit on your exhaust gas temperature, your piston head temperature, your piston crown temperature is probably in the 15, 16, 1800 degrees, about to start melting. Piston expands and starts to scuff with the walls, and everything starts to melt together and micro weld itself into a nice little pile of parts that you're gonna be like, man, I need an engine type deal. So slow down, RPM up. So that means downshift the engine. Well, Jonathan, you say, hey man, that's one of them things where it takes load off the engine and that uses less fuel. Well, how does that help in bad weather? What does that got to do with this ice and all this snow that's going on? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, in the wintertime, I just came back from Colorado. I was in a snowstorm, what, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, I was swinging and banging up there in the snow. Everything good. I ain't had to chain up, thank God. But if I had it, I would have just chained up. But we got one of them deals. Well, when you're driving in slick condition, it can be mud. You want to keep your momentum. So you want to slow down, but you want to keep your momentum. You want to keep yourself moving, but you want to elevate your RPM of your engine where it's above peak torque. Can anybody see where I'm going with this? Why would you want to keep that RPM above the peak torque of where the engine is? You want to get up in the horsepower area where this thing is winding up. So you wouldn't drive around at 11, 12, 13. You'll probably drive around at 14, 15, 1600 RPM in said gear that gets you at the road speed that you want to be at. Why would you do this? Because the only thing that induces skid or slippage or spinning of the tire is a sudden change in input, whether it be you trying to put on brakes, you trying to speed up all of a sudden, anything that's not smoothly done, and the engagement and the input is not smooth, anything abrupt is going to cause that wheel to slip. It's going to cause it to slip, right? So, what you don't want to happen is you're sitting at 1200 RPM and this wheel slips and the motor's chugging along, chugga, and it slips, and the motor zing and adds a lot of wheel speed. So it exaggerates what just happened, and it makes it harder, and takes longer to recover from that spinning that just occurred. So get what? You made a situation that was just a wiping of your feet, as a trucker might say sometimes. You just wipe your feet to a full-on spin out. Now the thing sideways. So you're extra, especially when you're pulling grade, even with the chains on now. And this for your high shot dually, high shot singles. I did a lot of that in the high shot. I love the winter time in the high shot because I felt like four-wheel drive was cheating, so I didn't even use it. Put the chains on the back, put the drag chains on the trailer, and come on through. But like I said, you want the RPMs to be up above peak torque, because if you're below peak torque, now, when that wheel slips, the RPM comes right up through peak torque, which is going to make it zing, zing. And now it's got to fall down, because you can't just press on brake and make that wheel stop. Now you create a bigger problem. So you got to let it come down. You got to let that RPM fall down, when otherwise your RPM would be up already. And guess what? You got it geared to the road speed that you want. And when it slips, it's already that's as much as it's gonna change, because that's all it has left before it goes to the governor. There's no more than that. It's up there. That's all she's gonna give you. So guess what? You maintain that same proper wheel speed. It's smoother, and when it does wipe its feet, guess what? The engine really doesn't have anywhere else to climb. So it may do a little wipe, but it won't be spin out city. Always engage your power dividers, kids. If you got cellar diff locks, you got full locks, put them on too. But I hope that helps somebody. Slow down, RPMs up, pulling the heel. A lot of people tell you, pull the heel. It says on the paper it makes peak torque at 1250, and everybody told me torque is what moves the load. Let me correct that. Torque get the load moving. So get what? Torque push off. Torque is the push off. So if you run a relay and you got the baton, the torque is the push off. That first push off. Now it's time to get your legs up on it, and you start to use the momentum of the push out to prepare you forward faster, which is called horsepower. So we got to get out of the crawling up the hill at X number RPM, because what's happening? Engine RPMs so low. What your exhaust gas temperature doing, class? What the exhaust gas temperature doing as you crawl up the hill at 1250 RPM, spraying the maximum amount of fuel possible to get the maximum amount of cylinder pressure to make that really nice torque number you bragged to everybody about. Oh, this 2050. Oh, this 1850 foot-pounds of torque at 1250. I live at 1250, baby. What the exhaust gas temperature doing? Creeping, 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 creeping. And get what? You could drop one gear. This the stuff that I be trying to teach a lot of people that I deal with and have dealt with in the past. 4, 5, 6 people I help with learning how to drive these trucks and stuff about these low RPM situations. Don't cheat the truck. Downshift the truck. You see that RPM dropping from 15 to 14 to 13. Please be prepared to downshift your truck right now. Don't run that truck down at 13 and watch it go to 1200 RPM. please don't do that. Just downshift the truck, get it back at 15. When it come back down to about 13, 50, downshift again. Get it back up there to 15, 16. Keep it up there around that 14, 15, 16 area. Just keep some of that pressure up off that head gas out the top of the piston. Let that motor breathe and the water pump spin and the fan spin and let the motor perform like it's supposed to perform. Don't just chase that RPM because they said that's where it make the most power. That way it make the most cylinder pressure. That way it really want to push the bottom out of the bottom of the motor. It want to either pick the head up or push the crankshaft out the bottom. One of the two. Because you're working two different ways. And all this stuff is being encapsulated by the block and other pieces of I'm gonna say it like this. The best money you can spend, the best money you can spend in a truck is a working tachometer. Some folks like I can hear it. Okay, you can hear it, but some of the best money you can spend in a truck is having a working speedometer and a working tachometer in your truck because get what? That them two gauges right there gonna save you a lot of money. And an oil pressure gauge, but I do know that you ain't gotta have no exhaust gas temperature. You ain't gotta have no voltage. If it crank up and run and the lights come on, damn it, we got voltage. Like you ain't gotta have none of that stuff. You got a good working RPM hand and a free and a speed hand. You need a fuel hand just to know when the thing gonna cut off. But other than that, you don't need all that extra stuff. I got 38 gauges in that Peterbilt. Look like I don't know exactly how many. It's about 24 gauges in that Peterbilt. Some of them gauges ain't none of them redundant, but I don't really need all of them. I could do without them, but they nice to have. But at the same time, I really don't gotta have all that. Now, nitty gritty meat and potato. We at minute 40, and we finna get out of here. One solid way of making more money. We went through the mud flap. We went through the whole little issue with the not blowing the truck up, and that go for the hot shot guy too. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we up around 2,000 RPM at 16, 17, 18, 16, 17, 18. It's good for the Cummins. Uh, one of the best ways, probably one of the easiest and hardest ways because if you're not a person that standing on what you're not gonna do or what your game plan is, if you're not a person that stands on that without wavering, even when it looks weird, and this is for the semi guys especially. Oh yeah, more definitely slow down so you can speed up, and that's what I'm about to tell them, bro. They gotta slow down so they can speed up. Y'all, all y'all got with these flatbeds out here and these step that big truck, 53, 48. Once you get your main load out there that made you go out there, wherever you at, this for the hot shot guys too. Whatever load it is that got you where you at, and you know you got to figure your way out of that spot. But the reason you there is because the money that you got paid to go there. It don't matter if it's Florida, California, Colorado, Georgia, Texas, New York, wherever you at, and the money made you go there, right? And you gotta find your way out. More than likely, especially if the way the market is right now, if the money made you go there, it wasn't worth going there. Headed to Reno now, they dumping snow. May the Lord be with you, HI. Keep it moving. What's up, my dog? Gearhead. Now, the best thing I tell you to do right now is go paper light. I'm talking about sailboat fuel. I'm talking about, and I don't mean step on you hot shot guy told right now. for the moment because this shit been happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to educate some of these guys in these semi because going into a place for what we would call right now decent money and coming out for pure D garbage, get what I've been doing. I've been getting dead hit, get the fuck up out of there to another spot that got what need to be had and boom, 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 and make it work out. And sometimes that feels, sometimes it ain't. But um, and this ain't for the driver, ain't this just straight over deck high shot guys, CDL, non CDL. Get the lightest shit and get the more money you can for it. Push the days back on it. They say it's a partial, they want to pay you like it's a partial. Get you 2, 3 days. Hold that down. Put you something else with it. I'm telling you what I know. Get back over there where you were, where you got that money. They brought you over there to the hellhole and do it again. Say that one more time. When you go over there, wherever you going, this shit universal. I don't care where you went. And it seems like coming out of there ain't worth it. You get the lightest, smallest, most insignificant, whatever it is. Get the more money you can for it within reason. Put it on the truck. Make sure you have days to get it where it needs to go. And build on it. Build on it. Take you a day or two and build on it. Try and get you a strong $1.50 for a little bitty 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 little bitty itty bitty itty bitty itty bitty posh. Itty bitty thing, little thing you can find. Try and get your $1.50 and find you something else on the way through this. Little bitty. And I'm telling y'all what I've been telling y'all since 2019. You know what I'm saying? And in eight, well, yeah, some part of 19. Compounded freight. But get you another one headed in the same direction like I did them two itty bitty partials that I dropped off in Louisiana last time y'all saw me. Put them together, make it work. A lot of times, if you can find two of those itty bitties and try and get your $1.50 a piece for the itty bitties and give yourself time to get it done, make it happen. More than likely, you'll come across there for more money. And I'm especially talking to you big guys now. If you're running that $1.80, $1.75, $1.50, $1.90, you're wrong, first of all, on 48,000 pounds. If you run 225, 250, $3, I ain't got nothing to say about that. Do what you do as much as you can do it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. If you elect and what I'm saying, might be perhaps blessed enough to know some folks and be able to do what we be doing a lot of time, you might be up in the 3, 3 and a. Yeah, yo, mic check 1 2 1 2. We back. Can you hear? Everybody, can you hear? One in the comments if you got good sound. One in the comments if we got good sound. All right, all right, all right. What's up? What's up? Okay, yeah. Tricking off no more. Stop tricking off. Stop fucking tricking off out here. That's what we ain't gonna do. We ain't motherfucking tricking off out here. For real. Like you gonna be the head and not the tail and all that good shit. You supposed to be out here fucking with me, cause I don't feel like you should be out here working for free. And I damn sure feel like you shouldn't be out here working for gas money. I damn sure ain't finna do it. I'd rather be at home, spend my money, make my truck run better, look better, perform better, and come out and do the damn thing like I finna do what I've been doing, like I have been doing. But at the same time, I don't make sure y'all understand this shit costs too much money. It costs too much money. Anybody doing this stuff, you know it costs too much money. All my mouth, how much it cost? 100 kabillion zillion dollars, man. This shit, I'm not finna get in where everybody spent, but man, this shit costs 100 kabillion zillion million dollars, man. Listen to me good. If it go down, you probably never recover. So get what we ain't finna come out here and do. Trick out. Tell Arsenal family, Georgia, goddamn Ebony, man. Tell the folk what we ain't out here tricking off no D truck, man. This stuff out too much money. Whatever it take to get the job done, that's what we willing to do. Long as it don't involve messing with the public safety or our own personal safety. Get well, I'm gonna swing and bang that Peterbilt. We're gonna pull up. Ain't we gonna pull up, George? Yeah, we're gonna fucking pull up because we know one thing in the market right now, it takes do a little bit more, and sometimes you can do a little bit more and still receive a little bit less. But the thing that you gotta understand about all this in this game right here, just like any other game, is consistency. Consistency. See, every day you might not put up the biggest number. Every day you might not put up the number you even came out here to put up. But get what? Putting up a number and sitting up on your ass and talking about what you could have, should have did is two different things. Total high shot solution. Welcome to the live, bro. What we ain't gonna do is dwell on what we coulda, shoulda, woulda, did. See, I'm about to leave tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, somewhere like that, and head myself on up to the two dropper, about 45 minutes apart from each other, where I found, basically two hot shot loads of cores coming out of the people's place where I normally get the bunch of cores and have five of them standing up going. I said, man, I know where this one town is where it's going, and I know where this other town is where it's going, and they about 45 minutes apart. That load right there is like 24,000 pounds right there. It one lay down core, which I do have the rack for, and two skidded cores. Okay, I could do that. Then we got another one going to a smaller company that's about 45 minutes from there, which is also a high shot load. Hey, that's about 11,000 pounds. So my normal load that I get from these people is about 38 to 42 to 44,000 pounds, depends on how heavy each coil is. But at the max about 45. And I'm finna get out of here in the low to mid 30s on the weight. And what can I get for that right now? 395. 395. Including the deadhead from my house to go get my truck, and go pick it up and go take my truck back to the parking lot and and park with it. That includes all those miles. About 395. I ain't gonna argue with it. What am I to argue with something like that? My partner said all mile matter. So who am I to argue with? With lighter, pay more, burn less fuel, can be all done in one day. Oh, all in one day, time over everything. Okay. So that's gonna be a really good part of the criteria of what's gonna keep you moving right now. The consistency and the fact that the matter that you're gonna be able to pinpoint lighter freight, freight that takes up less of the trailer. So you combine more freight, payload, payload, payload. But also you're gonna be working your equipment considerably less. You're gonna be working more miles, but you're gonna be putting less load on the truck. So, like I say, S- slow down so you can speed up. So slow down, RPMs up. That's gonna be good for your fuel economy, especially when pulling and in bad weather. Also gonna save you a lot of engine work, a lot of detrimental things that happen to the engine. And like I said, pulling lighter stuff and knowing that your setup is valuable. And for what they're paying in a lot of situations right now, even with a high shot, you got a CDL Class A high shot, and they trying to get you to put 20,000 pounds, 22,000 pounds. on the deck. Listen to me good. All my matter. Tell me if you would put 22,000 pounds on the deck of that Diamond C with the air ride on it, with the beefed up dually, the 410 gear. You tell me if you want to put do you want to put 22,000 pounds on your class A setup, Mr. Mr. Matters, sir. Mr. All Miles Matters, sir. Would you like to put 22,000 pounds on your trailer right now? Would you like to do that and just drive across country? Let's just say Virginia to California, all my matter. Tell the people, would you like to do that shit? Because that's what they want you to do right now for less than $2 a mile. And that load really belong to people like me in the step deck lane. Some of that stuff, even RGN, they try to get you to put 26K on your high shot. If you got mega rounds, you got mega rounds. Yeah, I mean, it's just a mechanic's truck. It only weighs 22K. No biggie. We'll back it on for you, man. You just don't know what you did. You put a mechanic truck on your high shot that weigh 22,000 pounds and you let them bag it on, you finna have a bad ass day. Anybody tell me where all the weight at in the mechanic truck at? Ass. I'm gonna just leave that alone. Them toolbox, all that heavy duty frame and support those swinging and Lord, let it not be tools already. Compressor, welder machine, air tank, gas tanks, all that shit back there. That mechanic truck weighing 20,000 pounds. Go ahead. All my mouth say you got a better chance seeing God break dance. Wow. Yeah, you don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So how can we make truck last longer? By knowing the limitations of what we are willing to do and sticking to that. I'm just saying like this. The average high shot trailer guy got 3,500, 22 GN, big tex or whatever trailer. Probably not gonna want to go over 13K on that. And I know people are gonna blow up the comments and be like, "Man, I done went over 13K a million times. I done did all this stuff a million times. Man, I run 15K on that whole setup. It's all about where you put it. It's all about where you put it. Yeah, it is all about where you put it. And I do this stuff all the time, and I've been doing it for years. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna say it like this. My written out big bubble step deck is rated for 100,000 pounds. I could probably find a way to put 100,000 pounds on that trailer. And it's rated for 100,000 pounds, evenly spaced across the entire deck of that trailer. 100,000 pounds. Get what? That's the beam rating on the trailer. Before we get to 100K on that trailer, all the tires gonna blow out and the axles and the rims gonna break. Because it ain't enough of them to hold 100K on the trailer. Especially if it ain't a truck hooked up to it, the legs are gonna buckle on that trailer. That's just gonna hit the ground. It could be a truck under it, and with 100K on the deck, between them five axles of the truck and the trailer, 100K on there would be so grossly overloaded that more than likely the dual tandems would be touching. Those tires would be almost flat. We wouldn't be going nowhere. So you could do a lot of stuff. I seen people put 16.5, 17.5 on that combination I just stated with the 22 and the 3,500 and have real issues just because 16.5 on a brand new trailer with fresh leaf spring, fresh axles, fresh tires, fresh everything is a little bit different than 16.5 on a beat up trailer with holes in the deck. The springs have been overloaded 1,000 times, or where the axle actually just about touching the frame. You probably have 2 inches or less of travel under there, and that's a completely different animal. Where if you put 10,000 pounds on that trailer and go across a big hump, you're bottoming out and slamming the axle on the frame anyway. So, like I said, that's a totally different monster. Then you got trailers that are equipped to handle that. You got people that got trailers that got spread axle up under they diamond C in they PJ trailer with air ride, hood suspension, lift axle, rated 15K per, 30K on the trailer or above, with a 3-inch ball that go down into the box. Got some people that for real out here. You want to rewind that and say those specs again and just do that yourself. I say you'll have the next thing to probably a big rig. You probably could pull that with a single, a single tandem. Yeah, a single tandem big rig with a nice sleeper and be a cold little high shot deal. But at that rate, I'd be like, man, just get a big rig. Stop stunning. Stop that shit. All that big boy roll master sleeper unit, that's a win. And the high shot, that's a big win. You know what I'm saying? Air ride on the high shot, that's a big win. The fact that some people ain't comfortable with the size of the big truck and they don't want to lose the mobility. You know what I'm saying? That's a win for the high shot. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, every single day in, day out, you don't have to stay in one area of the country. You don't have to really pursue one size and weight of commodity. You would basically open yourself up to the general freight market, which would consist of truckloads, and avail yourself to most cases. Now, this whole truth sometimes not. Most cases, a lot less deadhead and a lot more productive use of the truck. But like I said, productive use can be defined with efficiency versus cost versus profit versus, you know what I'm saying? But then you always got the driver variable in there and depreciation of assets via the equipment, via damage and things like that. There's a lot of stuff go into these numbers that I freely do in my head. And if D them on here, throw them one in the comment. The Ebony them on there, George on here, throw a one in the comment, and you might be able to testify that I do that math in my head. Like, do that math in my head. And man, we went out there off that coast, man. And I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did in that field, around that field or what, but mm-mm. I know I was sneezing out there a long time. I got some good footage from the game, y'all. I was super proud of my son. But I don't know what I came in contact out there, some ragweed or something. Mm-mm. But that beside the point. Like I said, I appreciate y'all coming on the live with me, man. He said, "Where did I find a step deck?" Myself and my associate Devon found that step deck in out there near San Antonio, Texas, but that was 2020. I think that was, yeah, 2020. Okay, okay. Yeah. Tell Evan I said more definitely y'all gon' just whenever y'all feel like doing this fine with me, George. But yeah, I man, like I said, part of the shadowing program that I do is, and I ain't gonna say it's patented, but it's perfected. It's a perfected pricing method that foregoes even this bullshit that going on right now and gives you a base place where you should be, that foregoes all that DAT shit, fuck that hot map, what they said, what this said. No, this a real life experience right here. That shit spreadsheet can't show you. But get what? I teach it in a way that I don't care how you refute it and how you twist the numbers and recalculate and try and figure it up. And then the numbers I give you to use in proportion to what this truck is really worth, they in- they infallible. Ooh, they infallible. Like 2.5 years of just staying up, thinking and figuring and mathing it out and what seemed to be 100% right was 100% wrong, and what everybody else was doing, even though they do it and they make money, to me it's still wrong, because I just feel like the truck worth this when they say it worth that, and I can't get jiggy with it, and get what, I'm still here. That's a motherfucking move right there. I'm still here. That's a mood and a half right there, yo. Somebody shout glory. Cause that's a mood and a half, right? I'm still here. If it go clown out as usual, I'm talking about as usual. I'm gonna do me a Monday through Friday. Let me see, what am I dropping off? Dropping off 1600 sometime between the end of the day, Monday, first part of the day, Tuesday. Or I might leave tomorrow. Shit to feel on how I feel. I might leave tomorrow and have it off there Monday morning. Then I'm gonna jump up under probably some shingles, cause I know in that part of the country I got a little plug in on some shingle. Swing them back to probably the top of Florida, about 3 bands in the drought. Swing back out of Florida, little taste of money out of Mobile. Cut back crawl. And they say one more again. Should be Wednesday, Thursday. That should be Thursday. Land on them. Drop off again over there about where I'm going tomorrow. Well, Monday. And grab another one going back to the top of Florida, about 3 bands. To drop out the net Monday going the east side instead of the west way. And every other week we're gonna start out going their way to going their way to going their way to going, because I like patterns. I like to do OCD like that. I like patterns, and I like patterns that are productive and make money. So if you follow me, JD, we're gonna leave here. We're gonna go out there, drop out 16, come back, crawl for the three, come back about there for a little change, two probably too low, get her back over here with a three at again. So that gonna be like 72. And then we're gonna pick, like I said, pick up the three probably Friday morning, Friday midday, and just come on back to Mississippi, headed east, going east to drop out east for another three. Can be there in like 7 hours. So I'll do the same thing again, probably leave early, early Monday morning or late, late Sunday evening, something like that. Give me a nice little 10 hour halfway down there. Get up in the morning, drop off around noon, pick up something else by 2 and be back up out of there by the time it get dark. Hmm. About 12, 15,000 on the 2 week setup, and we ain't gonna argue with it. I ain't gonna be mad about it. Cause truth be told, if I had followed my first mind and shit I really supposed to be doing, I'm not even supposed to be working right now. Usually in December around this time I am buying shit. And I'm getting ready for 2023. And get what? I'm finna grind. You think I ain't finna grind? You think I ain't man? If I am outside, y'all know what's going on. If I'm outside, I'm outside. Period. Y'all know if I run up check in front of y'all, and I'm put you up on some game. I'm show you what's going on. We're gonna run it up together. Then coming week, I'm gonna come in. We're gonna show you, hit your little few posts. If y'all ain't already checking out the Instagram, Hot Shot Haven. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. High Shy Haven. Check out the Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. High Shy Haven. Yes, Lord. High Shy Haven. Cause get what? There's a lot of times I just drop a reel. I don't even really post nothing on YouTube all the time. You know what I'm saying? I drop a little quick little reel on Instagram, boy. Ooh wee. I been put some pressure on. I been put some pressure on Instagram and them reel, y'all. Go check me out, High Side Haven. Don't say I ain't tell you now. That little Instagram, quick little early little Instagram channel, couple thousand followers right now, man. That thing moving, man. Cause I had let it sit dormant. I wasn't messing around with it. I had like 300 followers, man. I wasn't messing around with it. I played around with that thing about 3 months and got a couple thousand followers, man. We trying to keep on flipping that thing over and over like Dolphin, do the same thing with the channel. So if you know somebody, tell somebody. Victory Left. Hey man, I be seeing you. I be seeing you. I follow you back too, Victory Left. Hey, yeah, most definitely. If you like something on Instagram, comment on this picture and let them know you sub. I mean, or you follow or you a sub from the YouTube channel. Most definitely follow you back. I will most definitely follow you back so we can help build each other up around here, man. That's real talk. But one of the final ways I can say about making more money out here right now with what's going on is risk versus reward. Risk versus reward, man. Risk versus reward. Risk versus reward. Risk versus reward. A lot of people be like, I wouldn't pull that load right there. That load don't even pay enough to put a tie on the truck. That's not a good way to judge that. Sometimes you look at some that load goes 6 miles, it pays uh $250, and they want you to do 7 of them today, and they loading and unloading fast, and if you do 8, you get credit for it, and so on and so forth. I wouldn't do that load because it don't even pay for a tire. It just don't. You can't look at the money and say that. You gotta look at the complete circumstance. See what I'm saying? So one of the best things we can do to make more money is to learn to ask better damn questions, y'all. I gotta learn it. We gotta learn to ask better questions. I had to learn it. And a lot of y'all gonna learn it the hard way. A lot of y'all have learned it the hard way. Some of y'all learning it the hard way. But dealing with negotiating freight, negotiating prices, negotiating a job in general, you need as many details as possible. Hey, you need as many details as possible. Listen to me good, man. When you talking about length, width, size, height, weight, all that stuff like that about a load, that's good. That's good. But beyond that, a simple question of what is it? What is it? Okay. Oh, it's an air conditioning unit. Okay. That's pretty light. Okay. Well, air conditioning unit. How are they loading it? Well, you go to the manufacturer and they'll be loading it with an overhead crane, and when you get to the receiver at the crane appointment, they'll be unloading it with a crane appointment. Oh, there's a precise time, an exact time that this has to be where it's going. Oh, well, why didn't you say that at first? Well, we wanted you to agree on a price first. If you agree on a price first, and then we'll say, hey, yeah, we wanted it there tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. But you gotta be there by 8:30. You still good with that $600, right? See, we want you to agree on a price. We want to say, because guess what? A lot of people don't know about this game right here. And I posted this in a community post the other day. The first letter in the acronym FMCSA is F, and it stands for federal. Everything we do most times does not origin or originate in the state that we do business out of. Like, I'm from Mississippi. I don't make much of my money from places in Mississippi. They in Mississippi, but the company head, the places where this stuff really from, it ain't Mississippi. You feel me? Mississippi just a cheap place to be as a business. You come down here and you ain't got to pay nobody shit. You work them the fuck to death and make millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Cause state built up on slavery, like Alabama, like Louisiana, and a lot of more places. You know what I'm saying? Built up on type of label system. So that was still going on down here. So they know that. But like I said, a lot of these companies originated in some much different places. So when you call said broker about these loads and stuff like this, you're entering into a contractual agreement with the broker about moving a piece of freight on their behalf using your equipment, your insurance, your driver, your diesel, your know-how, and your time. Okay? You're agreeing to do all that. And get what? Now you're in agreement with him, and at no point in time can you act like uh just because I'm dealing with the broker that none of this stuff is my responsibility. But neither can the broker act like to the person that's shipping it, like since I'm the broker and I'm dealing with this guy with this truck, I'm out of it because I'm the broker. Now he gonna have you sign a whole lot of shit that say he ain't in it. And if something go down, he ain't in it, and he ain't in it. A lot of this shit don't go with what the FMCSA say about brokerages. A lot of that shit ain't worth a damn. A lot of that stuff they got up in there to have you feeling a certain kind of way about their power and control over whatever. Just like that back solicitation. Check this out. Hold on. And see, this why you stay your 75 minutes. I'm gonna give you a gem before we leave. Back solicitation. That's how you make more money. That's how you make more money in the market right now. And the broker gonna be mad at me. Danny, don't get mad at me, man. It's just the realness of the situation. All right. Back solicitation is bad. Definition: back solicitation. You get a load from a broker, you go pick it up at the shipper, you tell the shipper, hey man, fuck the broker, I could do it cheaper. Let's cut him out. You solicit that customer from the broker and say, "Hey man, I could do it cheaper," and you cost the broker money because normally the broker be running that. Now you running that. Most time in your contract, there'll be a provision where if you do this under their penalty in the contract, after that, all the loads after that that they see that you're running or whatever, you supposed to have to pay them a percentage of the load from then on out. Okay, that's good and fine. Get what? I'm gonna show you one way, and this don't happen often, but there's one way a broker can fuck all that up. Check this out. All this stuff ain't nothing but contract law. Contract law. So at the long and the short of all this, see, I'm just hold up, wait a minute. Disclaimer: I only have a GED. I was just a dude out the street taught himself how to play piano, kick in your ass if you get down wrong. But I ain't nobody, so don't take no financial advice from me. But get what? Hey, man, this screen just jumped out. Mic check, man. What I was just talking about? Mic check, mic check. Man, I heard something weird in my ear. Mic check. Wanted to come in, man. What I was just talking about, bro? What I was just about to say, man? That threw me off, man. Somebody tried to call me. Arsenal family, man. What I was, man? Goodness gracious. Threw me all the way out my train of thought. Man, boy, I'm talking about a good point too. I was about to make. Oh, back solicitation. Appreciate that. Okay, check this out. Now, did happen. Did happen like probably 4 months ago. Okay, all this stuff consists of contract law. Okay, contract law. Okay. Contract law consists of a meeting of the mind where two parties come into an agreement, most time on paper. Both people agree, you sign, date, da 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 da. Any parts of this stuff that's agreed upon by both sides will be considered a breach of that contract. Will make the whole contract null and void. So, like if I say I'm gonna pay you $2 and I only give you $1.99, get what? Really? Truth of the fact, I really I'm supposed to get sued for that penny. You know what I'm saying? Because I just really voided everything. Well, I had a broker do this right here. I use a factoring company. Get what? I use a factoring company. I run the credit on every single broker shipper that I run. Every single time. Every single time. If you want a good factory, come check out the link in the description. Tabs. But at the same time, that's in the description. But I run the credit on each and every transaction. Before I run the load, I run the credit. So if I pick up the load, you can believe the time I picked up the load, the credit was good. Now I have had some people, which were these people right here, by the time I made it to where I was going, the credit looked questionable. It went through. And then as time went on, I was about to run another load, check the credit bad. Get what? Credit bad. Get what? One of the biggest parts about being in a contract with a broker is the parts about payment. So all that stuff that they say about me having to send all this paperwork in within a certain amount of time, or I'm gonna have deductions. Send all this stuff in, signed and legible, or I'm gonna have deduction. Get it there on time, do all that stuff, or I'm gonna have deduction. Don't break the freight, don't come up short, or I'm gonna have deduction. Get what it also say? It said that we pay in these increments. We pay this way. You want it factor. We pay quick pay. We pay this way. Pick which one you want. I say I want factoring. They say, yeah, man, we pay factoring. Pick your factoring company. I said, man, I don't pick tabs. Like tabs. T-A-F-S. Tabs. Y'all know that. Kansas City, Missouri. Tabs. Pick my tab. Okay, pick my part. Bam. They said, all right, we can do that. We pay them these many days at a time, every 30 days. And just so happened that tab reevaluate credit based upon their payments by every 30 days. If not sooner, because sometimes you got some late invoices, it draws attention. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So if you squeaking, they might put a little grease on you. So get what? Hey, what ended up happening was said brokerage end up getting in the red with tab. So hey, I checked their credit one day, bam, credit bad. But you said if I run a load for you, you can pay the factory company in a certain amount of days. But the only way for your credit to be in the red or bad with this factory company is if you exceeded that certain amount of days, not on my particular invoice, but on the particular invoices that come through that factoring company via of your brokerage. So get what they do. Get what they do. They nullify my contract because get what? Just with jurisprudence alone, just with me doing my due diligence alone, I can't, in good faith, pull a load that's not going to be factorable by the company which pays me, which also is a breach of contract where you look at the part where you say, hey, I pay 30 days, every 30 days, on time, big boy checks, you never got to worry about me. Well, I'm worried about you. And get what? Since I can't go through you, it forcing me to go around you. You dropped the ball that time, Big Daddy. Y'all know the fuck y'all is. Yeah, you did. You did. You did. And I told you as such when you called at me about some more load the other day. I like, nah, I'm just going up in there and get them. Well, you can't. Well, y'all po pay y'all goddamn bill, don't it? Talk to me about it later. If I ever pull another one for you, then I'll fall back into those parameters as long as your credit straight at the time. I probably will pull one, but I ain't gonna pull now another one for you. Toodaloo. Got you. One in the comment if you get what I just said. Nah, everybody got to hold up for everything. It ain't all just my end of the bargain. Y'all said y'all was gonna do some certain amount of stuff too. One in the comments if you feel me. Hey, let they credit slip. That be the last time it slipped with me. Hmm. Do all I can say is y'all Arsenal family, that's a gem out of this world. What it is, man? What's up, Mark? Hey, that's a gem out there world. Let them play with the money. We no longer friends. We no longer have a contract. Play with the money one time. Tell them keep it moving. That credit check, you know what it is. Tell them play with it one time and see don't we not do business never again. We work too hard. Settle cost too much. Settle cost too much. We work too hard for to be out here working for free. Somebody credit bad. Get what? I can't go through you. I got to go around. You made that happen. I ain't make that happen. Yeah. Don't let me get you on false pretense of when you lied to me on the phone and told me your credit was good, but I followed my intuition anyway and ran your MC number and realized you ain't paid your bill to the tune of $24,900 in the red. And you trying to tell me that one invoice? Oh man, the number probably one invoice got tied up in there some kind of way, one invoice. But the good thing I love about tabs, it just don't tell you whether it's good, bad, or poor or nothing like that. It let you it puts you in their business a little bit. It be like, okay, if it's green and everything good, they do about this. We getting them this much credit. They can run a $350,000 worth of invoices through your number today if they wanted to, Jonathan. Or it'll come up red and be like, hey man, they owe us 24,900 some dollar, man. And get what? It say no buy and we ain't fucking with them. If you pull the load, god damn it, you just gonna have to not factory. You can send it through the system still. And just let it be paid whenever they feel like they want to pay you. But we're not advancing any money on that. But you can still pull it for them at your own risk. I don't pull that shit. But get what? Why would I, in good faith in the business of making money, pull something that I know I'm likely not to be paid for by some people that ain't paying their bills and then still think I'm supposed to hold up every end of my bargain? Man, point seen, money gone. Y'all like my little Baccarat shirt? We got a little Baccarat shirt on. Cause get what? Point seen, money gone. uh, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. 80 something minutes of it. What is it? An hour and 20. Hour and 20. Man, hey, I'm gonna let y'all get out of here, man. It been awesome hanging with y'all tonight, man. Let me run through a little shout out right here. Let's go. Let's go. Clark, Arsenal family, Victory Lap, my boy, 31. 3,400. Hey, what's up, bro? Man, how shot D Max said, Sleepy Gold, James, Braga. What's up, bro? Hey, what's up, man? All my metal, my moderator, man. Grady, Cedric, Total High Shot Solution. Keep it moving. Frank, what's up, man? I ain't seen Frank in here in a minute. What's up, Frank? Damn Grady, man. Ice cold, ice cold. Mark, what's up, Mark? Hey, man, another day, another day. And shout out T Mac, man. Shout out T Mac. Shout out T Mac. Shout out T Mac. Hey, man. And just a little final thought, man. If it's something you can do productive this week, um, that's gonna help your family life outside of trucking just a little bit, do it, do it, do it, do it. I know times have been hard lately on a lot of us. I ain't say a lot of them. I say a lot of us. Time have been hard when it comes to trucking, trying to make a way out of no way with stuff that been going on. You got to be a little more creative, and you got to put a little bit more time into what seems like stuff that might not be paying off as hard as it should. What I want you to do is continue to be encouraged and be consistent with it. Consistency gonna win with all this stuff. Just putting up consistent numbers every day, it gonna make your weeks turn into good months. You know what I'm saying? And brave the storm because they one of them situations where whoever the smartest and who can last the longest, you're gonna come out on top and you gonna have some money to buy a whole lot of different stuff like equipment and trucks and trailers, all that good stuff in the coming up year just cause of the fall off that's gonna happen in trucking. That is happening right now in trucking. A lot of people falling by the wayside. It could be anybody at any time. I ain't saying this in a braggadocious way or any type of way. I like to say thank God for still being here. But I will say this: when you get up in the morning, y'all pray, pre-trip, and pray, man. For real, I think they're gonna be my new saying for the trucking challenge at period, man. Pre-trip and pray, man. Every day we get in the truck, we risk a whole lot. And it ain't got nothing to do with the equipment or none of that. I don't care if you got drivers or not, man. Your driver got family that love them. You know what I'm saying? And we all got people that want to see us come home. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to keep your health in the best interest in the highest esteem as you can. Do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Try and eat right as much as you can. Get out, do a little exercise if you can. Do some push-ups in between the bunks or something, man. And get up and down, get jump up and down, get off that trailer, man. Get up, walk around the truck stop, man. Find you something to do. Eat some salads, man. Eat some fruits. Do some stuff, try and prolong your health because you got some people that, you know what I'm saying, really want you to be around as long as you can. And it don't matter how much money you make out here, you can't spend it all, you sure can't make it all, and you sure can't take none of this shit with you. So I suggest, you know what I'm saying, for more people, you know what I'm saying, take inventory of the home life, just see if it's something you could do, you know what I'm saying, to try. If not, spend more time with the family. Just show them that you do care and not in the form of money. I know everybody need money right now. You like, man, don't be talking that shit. We gotta go get some money, man. But at the same time, when you're at home, try not to just sleep the whole time you're at home. If you got kids, spend some time with your kid, do what you need to do. And if you do not have a relationship with God, I'm telling you, this is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Always some shit happening, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you what to believe, who to believe in. You say Jesus, you say Allah, Buddha, I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. But I would say it like that. Why not let Christ have your life? He can do more with it than you can. Shout out Nathan J. McDonald. He dead and gone now, but that's a saying he used to say a lot of time. Make a whole lot of sense to me though. You know. And we'll go first. Say, why not let God have your life? He can do more with it than you can. Cause I said a whole lot of shit in my day, y'all. And I ain't have to go to Afghanistan or nowhere like that to see it. I seen a lot of stuff. I seen a lot of stuff on this road. You know what I'm saying? Waterfalls froze. Hey, waterfalls frozen in place. Y'all, a lot of folks be like, that ain't don't happen. Not in America. There, you gotta be in Alaska somewhere for the waterfall just be frozen on the side. No, right there. You know, big rocks standing on itty bitty rocks, balancing off balance by itself, 3/4 the way off to the side with itty bitty rock on it right here. So they let you know it got to be. It got to be a God. So hey man, like I said, I don't tell nobody what to believe, but pre-trip and pray, man. Do your best every day, but pre-trip, pray, and whatever you can do to get where you trying to be or where you trying to get to does not involve anything you ever did before. Let me say that again. The shit it take for you to get where you really trying to get to or where you really want to be don't involve none of the shit you ever did before. If you want some money you ain't never made before, you gonna have to do some shit you ain't never did before. Had to get that through some forehead. There's a lot of folks think they're gonna call some shots and boss man some shit and get what you're gonna be making the same amount of money with way more effort than you was if you had stayed your ass at work. Can you pick up what I'm putting down? A real grinding shit going on out here. Especially right now. This ain't for the faint of heart. This ain't for those that feel like it gonna get you rich and you'll be out of here in a year and a half debt free. That's the dream they sold y'all in 2019, 2020, 2021. What we're going to do is snap back into reality and understand that this is a well calculated, well thought out person's type of sport. And I say sport very loosely because it's strictly business. But for people like me, you look at it and you'll understand what I mean as you in it long enough. This one of them type of sports that ain't for everybody, and you really need to know how to play. It's a lot of money involved, whole lot of gambling go on every single day with these trucks out here on this highway, with your life, with your time, with your equipment, your family, a whole lot of gambling going on. How can you stack the deck in your favor? Learn as much as you can. Become efficient as you can. Stop listening to everybody. Stop listening to everybody, man. And for God's sake, if you already out here doing and you got you a good solid year up under your belt and you've been doing okay this far, continue to do okay this far. All them people that say they want to sign up with you and get up on your number, run their truck under your number, want you to buy them a truck so they can get up under your number and everything. Let them folk do whatever you just did to get what you had to get did done. Ain't no free lunching, ain't no free ride. I know a lot of folk want to take some people with them where they going. You need to get where you going first and then pull them on up. You don't start the race and get a fourth of the way into the race and then start slowing down so everybody come on, let's go. You ain't did shit yet. You ain't did number made in a lot of cases a whole lot of bills that 4 or 5 years of your senior, 4 or 5 years ahead of you on what you got to do. You can't afford to quit and you sure can't afford to go backwards. And you can't afford to really put too much load up on the ship without sinking the ship. Because I'm gonna tell you this. I don't give a damn if they spend 100 grand and you'd have been doing it 2, 3, 4 years and they just come in and they fresh off the just fresh off the street. There will be a learning curve. There will be a learning curve, and not only mentally, a learning curve physically, a learning curve with the equipment. Some folk bypass the learning curve with the equipment in certain ways, going automatic and different stuff on the truck like that. That's cool. That's cool. But there's certain mental aspects of open deck. Not so much dry van and reefer, but open deck. Public safety, proper law securement, things like that that are so paramount that you can't not think about it. Roll runner, Houston, Texas, OTR life. Yes, sir. Like I said, you can't overlook it. Even with automatic truck, that's cool. But just hey, per load securement, doing really good pre-trips and knowing how to tell stuff is going to be bad and break down before it goes bad and break down. It's gonna be so paramount. And just knowing that you secure in the amount of tool game you have, the knowledge you have about the equipment you're operating, where you're gonna be, having extra equipment in the truck, extra food, extra water, all that type of stuff is gonna make bad days not be so bad and not hit so hard. Now, how much you make, how much you bring home, man. And like I say, this gonna be the end of the video. We concluding it. I appreciate y'all for coming to holler at me. We gonna be back out and about. Probably Sunday evening, Monday morning, somewhere up in that area. We're gonna head out with it with a little something, two dropper, and yeah, I think it's about 365 miles, something like that. And nah, a piece of change. To be honest with you, and that's loaded. It's right at 400 miles when you count me going to the pickup spot to get the truck to the load back to the pickup spot, my car back to the house, and my car back to the truck again to get it to head out with the load. All that it covers about 400 miles because it's very close to my house. So it's right at 400 miles. So it's like, to be honest, $4 on the head. It's yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like 403 miles when I did the math. It was like 403 miles, it was like 395, 1600, some shit like that. And but I'm saying that include me doing all that ripping around. It really pay better than that. But at the same time, if I want to do all miles, which I'm doing all miles, because when I come out the house, I stay so close to this shit. I done got spoiled. I'm counting all that shit. I really put in my city to wherever it's going. I don't even put in like Jackson or Pearl or Byron or none of that type of city that close by where the shit actually is. I put from my house. If I come back outside, man, hey man, I'm gonna be choice. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry if I got snatch fury out load and da 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 on some small stuff, stack it together, whatever. Man, hey man, it is what it is. I'll be a choice, but I'm not refused. I'm not pulling that garbage. Hey man, there's a lot of it out here. And like I said, if it gon' pay light, it gon' weigh light at the rule for the night. If it if it if it pay light, it need to weigh light. If it real heavy, let them mega carrier pull that shit. Listen to me good. Let them folk that leasing them trucks to throw them away every 2 years and lease purchase them to the next drive on the same number and all that. Let them folk run that $1.80 fully tarped 8 foot tarp lumber cross country like that. Let them folk do that at the mega carriers and let them do that. Let them folk do that, man. Them folk got brokers, they self-insured, they bonded, this and that, and the other cost a little bit considerably fuel and everything, lot bit considerably lower than your average running cost. Let them do that. Most times you see those loads coming from other trucking companies. Let them do that. Find you something lighter that's not normal general freight. Run that shit. Or find you something like I be doing with some steel or something like that, maybe some shingles that you can run the right weight, but it pay the right price. We it's okay. But by no means that $1.50, $1.80 full of tar lumber load, keep dry, can't get wet, all the way cross country for less than $2 a mile, man. Let them folk that mega carrier for flatbed do that. That's not your freight. Hot shot. That light ass 12-foot wide shit, that ain't your it light. And it 12-foot, 14-foot wide, need a front and back escort and everything like that. Get what? They're gonna not pay you what you're supposed to make just because of what you pull it up in. That's not your freight. Let them folk with that double drop, that RGN, and on the lower fringes, that low profile step deck, come pick that up. You may feel like you made good money coming through there like that, but you just made it hard on everybody else. So get what? Get that light shit, put it on there. Tell them you ain't gonna be there for a couple days. Put you another light little thing on there, head the same direction, and get it on across there. If you can't do that, you gonna forever be looking at why am I steady tearing my truck up for the little bit of money, while everybody else seem like they understand how to make it. But like I said, man, y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It's been cool. Garage talk. We spoke to a little cigar. We finna take it in for the night, man. But y'all be blessed. And like I say, you already know what I say about a hater and him, man.